This tale is about how a bond of trust between people and nature can transform a simple backyard into something magical. I never imagined that I'd become part of the lives of wild swans, but one unexpected encounter changed everything. Since then, they've been returning to me each year, as if my home was theirs. It all began nearly 6 years ago. I spotted a lone swan wandering near my yard, hesitant, watchful, but curious. A few weeks later, another appeared. Slowly, they began visiting more often, exploring the area as though they were deciding whether this could be their safe haven. Eventually, they built a nest here, and I couldn't help but wonder, out of all the places nearby, why choose mine? At first, I kept my distance. I simply observed them, building their nest, caring for each other, protecting their space. But as time passed, something remarkable happened. They began to trust me. They understood that I posed no threat. Now, our relationship has its own rhythm. They come to my door as though knocking politely. "We're here, are you?" The mother swan often waits, then gently leads me across the grass to show me her young ones, as if proudly saying, "Look at my family." Hours later, they return again, as though reminding me of their presence. On water, swans are pure elegance, gliding like royalty with grace and dignity. On land, however, they shuffle and wobble with clumsy charm, stretching their necks and flapping awkwardly. That mix of beauty and humor makes them irresistible. What truly amazed me was their awareness. When I entered the yard, they lower their heads in a nod, as if greeting me. These aren't just birds anymore. They are companions who see me, recognize me, and trust me. One of the most unforgettable experiences was taking them to the vet. Imagine driving with a swan in the passenger seat, its long neck poking out the window, while people at traffic lights stare in disbelief. Some laugh, some take photos, and yet my feathered passengers sit calmly, as if car rides are just part of life. The most touching memory of all was when a 7th swan was born. The smallest of the brood, he was weak and wouldn't have survived without care. I took him into my hands, warmed and fed him, and from that moment, he trusted me completely. He followed me everywhere, chirping softly, sometimes resting his head in my lap and drifting into sleep. In those tender moments, I knew he thought of me as family. Swans are extraordinary creatures, devoted partners, protective parents, and loyal companions to their flock. From them, I learned that real trust comes not from words, but from actions repeated over time. Maybe they chose my yard because they sensed safety, love, and belonging. Maybe it feels like a small paradise for them, just as it does for me. I've made a promise to protect their little haven so they can return year after year, carrying on their story alongside mine. If you enjoyed this swan journey, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe for more heartwarming animal stories. And remember, before adopting any exotic or wild creature, always learn about their unique needs. The right care and understanding are what truly give them a chance at a happy life.